Hey everyone, very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all are joining us globally. I am Parth Varu, Events and Program Manager for Microsoft Reactor, and yes, I welcome you all for today's event with Harsh Shah. The topic's gonna be prompt engineering for front-end developers, where it's building effective on AI and UIs. So, uh, before we start our today's event, let's go through our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, participate together. So please be respectful of other people's views, understanding the differences. Be kind and considerate in a way we all engage. Yes, we do encourage you all to participate. Please drop all your questions in a comment section. Now, I would not like to delay further. Just let me quickly tell about Harsh. I'm bringing Harsh in. Hey, hi Harsh, how are you doing?
Hey, hi, Part. I'm good. How are you?
All well, all great. So Harsh, quickly, I'll give you a short bio of yourself.
Okay.
Harsh is a very passionate tech strategist, and his passion for innovation and curiosity where drives and he's built a strong foundation across programming, cybersecurity and full stack developments. So he has contributed to like many open source, and over the years he has helped 50 plus startups to scale products in web3 and blockchain. So yes, that's we have today Harsh with us, and Harsh, the floor is all yours.
Hey, thank you so much, Part. Okay. Yeah, I think my screen is shared, right?
Yep. Screen is
Okay.
shared. You are visible. You're real life.
Okay. Cool. So, hello, everyone. So, yeah, as Part mentioned, my name is Harsh. Today, we're going to talk about prompt engineering, which is a very famous thing nowadays. Prompt engineering uh, you can use and you can create a lot of front end design how AI can help you to make a beautiful UIs. Also, a lot of people are coding, telling themselves vibe coders, but for vibe coding, you also need to understand how you can give a prompt to your AI bots or AI engines to create a UIs. So this is a very quick intro for myself. So currently, I'm working at a company called Paddlesub. I'm a CTO there. It's been a 6 year I'm working in the company. I also part of the backend protocol. If you heard about UPI and ONDC, I'm also handling that open source part of the consultant. I'm handling that and managing their open source repos and all. I'm also a Polygon advocate and fellow mentor for them. Uh, Won a multiple hackathon, received a lot of crypto grants and all. Uh, I'm very passionate about all about the open source contribution. I've done a two-time G Soccer. I'm still doing a lot of open source contribution and making a lot of open source repos. Uh, then work with a lot of other organization here and there, and like yeah, that's the sort of the intro. These are some glimpse of my talks or mentoring and all. Uh, okay, so let's jump to the why prompt engineering and what's mattered for the front end days basically. Why prompt engineering is very famous, and if you see a lot of companies are now hiring a prompt engineer rather than the normal software engineers or things. So prompt engineer is critically uh, is competent for front end developer base mostly, where is acting as a bridge between user and AI systems. So effective, like if you are user, effective user is basically design help you with the design with your prompt, basically your English text or any other language text. Basically, how you can talk, you can just need to come like make a bundle of sentence and give it to any large language model or any AI agent. So just example we can take like if I want to create a dashboard, I simply go to the OpenAI or Anthropic or any other model. I just tell Okay, I want to create a dashboard with, I want a sidebar with some cards. I also want a table. So this is in simple language. I just give a prompt, and based on a prompt, my large language model, my AI agent understand that prompt and give me the output. Uh, so it's basically how you can high quality prompt you're gonna create. How based on your high quality prompt is basically give you the overall experience and output, and that's why this prompt engineering matters for the front end. Okay, and how it's basically help to front end. Now, front you don't want to you want to create a quick MPP. You don't understand some of the CSS logic. You want to create a quick UI layer for a quick hackathon project or anything. This is can be a very useful when you are giving a proper prompt to the user. So there are three kind of category of the prompt people do. People give a very smaller prompt, like simple create a dashboard. Okay. And LLM maybe got confused and gave us, I don't know, like a blunt or maybe unrealistic output. People give a medium prompt, like I want to create a dashboard for with sidebar and cards. There's a medium prompt. And when a very high and prompt engineer give a prompt, is like with this all the specific requirements. I want to create an analytical dashboard with four cards where I can see the numbers. I need a table which can I can show all the analytical data. I also can download the CSV. I want a sidebar which I can uh, basically go through the each and every pages. UI should be look like this colors. I want to use React. I want to use Next.js specific language also, and that's how you can create a high level prompt engineering. That's why the prompt engineering matter for the front end, and this is how you can categorize. Okay, so we understand what is the prompt engineering. The prompt engineering is basically a crafting a input for the LLMs. Okay, if you don't know about what is LLM is large language model, one of the example is OpenAI. We have DeepSeek, we have Claude, we have a lot of other uh, large language, Olama, Llama. Okay, and basically, prompt engineering is you balance a specific and flexible, effective prompts. You balance between providing enough detail. Basically, what I told is like a bad prompt, medium prompt, and high prompt. You provide a proper information while you creating your prompt and use your all the creativity and all the requirement gathering, and based on that you create a prompt and give it to your LLM engines. Okay, so basically what is analogy here? The prompt as basically prompt which you give to the LLM engines is create one API queries. It's just a simple API query. Let's go to the data. Is understand what are the things you want. Is create a basically a JSON functions and give it to the large language models. And based on your data, it's give you the quality outputs. So, what are the typical use cases of the prompt engineering? Okay, so one of the most useful people nowadays are using AI use cases, chatbots and support assistants. You can see that most of the people now are shifted to the real human, to the chatbot support or support assistant. Nowadays, like a lot of things, like before that we already have a chat-based AI bots, but nowadays you have a uh, like people can talk to you as a AI, and or people can understand what are your requirement, what information you want. Ultimately, you can enhance your customer service and experience using a chatbot and service assistant. Another is AI power form filling. Basically, before that, people have a lot of people who do a manual task and form filling for that. Now you can leverage AI models and simply you can automate the whole process. You can just give the what are the prompts, what are the inputs you want during the data feeding, and it's automatically streamline all the user experience. Smart content auditor, basically you can audit like grammars, connections, content structure. Nowadays we are generating a lot of our most of the influencer like generating their data from the simple giving the prompt, uh, like I want this kind of caption. Can you structure me a blog? SEO enhancement now people are doing using this. Uh, this is our favorite, like co-pilots and data exploration as a coder. Like on day to day, I use a Copilot, a mix with now you can if you heard about MCP servers, they have agents. So this can enhance our skills as a front end developer. It can reduce our time. uh, it's not get you read off the coding, but it's a plus point where you have a assistant which can help you to debug your problems, or if you want to quickly create any snippets of code, you can use this kind of tools which can help you to create a faster UI and faster coding. Image generation and I have like one more thing is like video generations are the amazing tools which people are using. uh, I think image generation, like we all know the Ghibli trend, which is people got crazy and create a lot of Ghiblis around the globe and share on all the social media. So image generation is one of the like biggest change which AI created. Like you can create text-based images, or you can just give your images and you can change a lot of effects. Um, like you can do a lot of versatile creativity in design and marketing also using this image generation. Even our organization, we use a lot of AI to create a lot of AI based images for our social media, marketing campaigns. Even for the clients also we use a lot of image generation. Also we use a lot of video based AI tools to generate a lot of videos for our clients. Even we created a songs, like it's a 3 minute song which we created for a client for using just a video AI tool. So that's the greatest use cases come out of AI for a front end use case. Okay, so we understand what is prompt engineering. We understood what is use cases. We understood how you can create a prompt basically. Now let's go to the how you can design a good prompt. Okay, which I already talked few lines. So it's very important when you are doing a prompt engineering. It's how you design your prompt. Okay, so it's simple. Like when you design a prompt, it's very important how your AI gonna understand that prompt, how it's gonna ensure, and you make all the expectation and your thought process very clear. So based on that, your which are your response is very relevant and output is very promising. Uh, Sometimes like you need to understand, like writing a few lines is not a great prompt. uh, like you need to utilize some example driven approach also. Like I just give you the example of dashboard. Okay, that's the better approach to give some context about your idea and thought process to create when you're creating a any prompt. Also you need to understand and make sure you, if you're giving a proper high level prompt, you need to make a step by step prompt process where people where your LLM engine or AI engine can understand these are the complex decision LLM engine need to make and give you a output. Also there is a role based prompting where you assign the roles to AI to prompt to shape a response based on context. Yeah. And so, so the effective of the prompt engineering can be enhanced through the various designs pattern. Okay, one is like instructional prompt, where you clearly talk expectation of the AI. Ensure you meaningful response from a few shots prompt. Utilize a small of examples to enrich a basically a contextful and understanding uh, of your prompt. So that are the things you need to understand when you are creating a prompt. Okay. Um, uh, this is some lot of technical language, but is in the easy language if you want to understand. When I work with other organization, or when we are training any LLM model for the client or for our organization, is basically when we are training our LLM model, we divide into this categories, which is like small prompt, medium prompt, and high level prompt. And this is help you to understand what are the mindset of the people and how they basically generate the prompt and how they understand the LLM models. And that's how you can train your AI, and that's how you can also train as a prompt engineer by yourself to make sure you give a proper input to your LLM engines, and which can help you to give a proper output. Okay. So front end, let's talk about front end UI hooks, which we can help to AI prompts. Okay, so there are the dynamic prompt templates where you can adopt a prompt structure to change based into input and state. Then we have a using states and context for the prompt logic. Okay, so in the state and context prompt logic, we leverage the application state to the tailor prompt, where dynamically we make ensure that all the relevant thing or relevant to the user interaction, and based on that is give you the proper outputs. Then we have a injecting system label. These are the very core AI prompts things. So if you don't understand, don't worry, you can read, or we can discuss in QA also. uh, and one is like code example for a prompt creation, which I think most of the people do a code example for prompt creation uh, to like creating code. Let's move to the next part. Okay. So this is a real-time prompt feedback and UX. Okay. This is a very interesting part when you're doing a prompt engineering, how it's give you the feedback. Okay. So just an example, we go through this four, but let's just example, like if I want to just create a Flappy Bird game. Okay. I just write a prompt like, um, hey, I want to create a Flappy Bird game, but the changes, I want a background like Mario, and I also want to include something fun like a Mario game where I create when I collect coins. Okay. On based on then, what do you think, this can create a Flappy Bird game or not? What do you think? Like yes or no? But mostly, if you think deeper, based on these few lines, your LLM engine give you some kind of output, but the thought process which you think like it's giving me a proper game, which is a Flappy Bird game where the background look like Mario and pipes, and also I can collect using my Flappy Bird. No, it's not give you the proper output. It's not giving me a real time feedback based on my uh, in, input prompt. So for that, you need to input a response and change a chain visualization. So when we are implementing any UI element in a front end, basically you need to understand what are the flows and inputs you need to give as a user, and you need to interact with your AI with more transparently, and it's like very clearly. It's basically when you are talking with your designer and developer. Like, uh, sorry. Also, you need to uh, stream for a fast feedback. You need to utilize the streaming response for AI to deliver rapid feedback and enhance the user engagement and satisfy by the mimicking of the real-time conversations. That's we call a thinking, which is happening into the newer models. That we have a user inputs, which we already talk about. User enable or refine their inputs and improve the quality of AI response, and you interact and adopt all the designs. And then the return and edit a UI patterns. So if basically it's give you not the proper UI, you again interact with them, you edit your prompt, uh, basically forecast your all the things, and based on that you get your final output. Let's talk about after do a prompt engineering, understanding prompt, getting all the response of the feedback of the all the prompt which we are doing, and how you can taste and basically uh, understand this is right or wrong. So treating a prompt as a code is one of the things where you establish a systematic approach to prompt testing, to where you can modify or recognize, or you need to precise about the repeatability to coding practice. Basically, what is trying to tell you is when you do any kind of prompt threading, you need to understand what kind of modification or what kind of editing you do, and you make sure all the things are very uh, properly structured and for the coding practice and all. Uh, when you versionizing the prompt, what is the versionizing the prompt? This is a very interesting. If you already heard about what is versionizing code and everything, but when you versionizing the code is like prompt is like basically when you documenting the whole prompt. This is my first interaction. This is my second interaction. In my first interaction, I got this output. In my second interaction, which I modify my prompt and I get this output. Also, you can check and track like uh, how many, what are the time it's gonna reply back. You also need to analyze the performance of the AI system, which is give you the response back. You can also do a A/B testing variation where you can use a lot of A/B testing methods to compare different prompt designs patterns. You can enable a data-driven decisions to optimize the user interaction and response when you create any AI for front-end designs. You can also do a tracking a prompt performance where you can implement analytics to capture a performance of the metrics of the prompt, how effective it's been, how enable how you can improve based on the burst of the analytical data, and also you can based on the user engagement and feedback. Also, you can improve your prompts and using a playground for the testing. This is the most common practice nowadays. Any LLM or front end LLM uh, people are doing, people are creating a lot of playgrounds where people can jump in and just try to play with the prompts, allowing developers to experiment and refine the approach for the production deployment. So, so one of the company which I'm work, they do a lot of playground testing, and where we need a lot of people who can are very curious about prompt engineering. We gather them and they load off a lot of. We start with the dumb prompting also, because we need to understand how our front end AI engine can give us output. So this is one of the best practices and tasting people are using nowadays to train that prompt, basically using a prompt engineering the LLM models. Okay, so though I think this era of LLM and AI, you need to understand what is the guardrails and safety parameters, because this can be sometimes very harmful, because we also seen lot of deep fakes, a lot of face swapping, a lot of fake videos uh, during this AI era revolution. People, lot of some people use this AI as a negative way. So, what are the safety parameters when you build any prompt for prompt engineering for AI or prompt engineering for front end or anything? You need to sanitize the user inputs. So just imagine if you use OpenAI before this, when you try to use some bad words or some kind of a negative prompting, is not allowed to create any kind of output. It's clearly tell you like this is against our policy, against our terms and condition. You can't do this. We can't help you in this. So you need to make sure, like when you're doing a prompting, you don't put that kind of wording, or and that's why you need to put a safeguard to against some malicious problematic submissions, or just words or statements. You also need to use a moderation API where you can filter interaction, ensure all the compliances, all the ethical guidelines, and also all the community standards are there. Also, you need to enforcing the output limit, because what is main thing in LLM is that like tokens. Tokens is like basically a sentence. You can, like, if I have 100 lines of sentence, just imagine one word as one token. So we have 100 words, we have 100 tokens. You need to understand what are the enforcing output limit, because sometimes people want to generate like a whole game using AI, or like the whole application using AI. But you can't do that, right? Because that require a lot of compute power and a lot of token should be generated for that whole thing, and that could be harmful for our AI models. So that's why you need to enforce output limit. Also, you need to make a caution against relying on AI. You need to close or limitless limitations of AI, where you need to maintain a line between human and AI. You need to prevent all the over dependency, or not should be completely dependent on the AI to do all the judgments, all the things. Like sometimes people do everything on Google, like something happened, like I got a fever, okay, what are the symptoms? You don't do everything on do simply on Google, or any search, or you can't just go to OpenAI or just ask, okay, these are the symptoms, and you start taking medicines. You need to understand AI can be your partner, but AI can not be, you can't be a dependent on AI. Okay. So what are the tools and API you can use for front end devs basically? So this is for you here. You can use OpenAI SDKs or LangChain to create prompt-based AI LLMs. Uh, okay. Uh, there's a Versal AI SDK, which is one of the nicest SDK for a front end developer. You can explore a V0 platform. Uh, uh, I can also show you how you can use it. Uh, then you can create a storm response rendering, which you can use. Introduce the technique of rendering AI response based on the lot of enhancement, speed, responsibility, and dynamic application. And prompt IDs, which we are using, right? A Copilot is amazing tool which we use, or you can have a lot of other things like Cursor or Windsoft, which can use as a prompt ID. Okay. Uh, okay. Before going this, let's explore some things. Let me share my screen so we can explore some tools. Just a minute, I'm just opening all the tools. I'm really sharing my screen, just a minute. I have this is visible, right? So these are the some tools which I'm talking of front end. The V0 is one of my favorite. If you see like with the how much I do prompting, you can simply it's in free. It does give you a very limited access, but in Pro you get an amazing access. V0 is amazing tool to create any front end UI components. You can import a Figma also. Bold is also another tool you can use. This is also amazing. And the Lovable. These are the three best tools which I use for prompt engineering for a front end. Uh, this help you to create a lot of UI elements very quickly, and you can quickly create any MVP or anything. Yeah, these are the very rapid, quickly creation prompt tools we can use for a front end development. Okay, let's quickly move to the presentation. Yeah. So let's go over the tips for the better prompts. Is being explicit, interact from the simple prompts, use delimiter, simulate UI interaction. Those are the four things you can keep in your mind when you do a prompt engineering for front end. Make sure everything is very clear, very uh, crisp. You do a basic refinement when you do a simple prompting. Also, make sure you structure your prompts to give your input to AI. And when you do design prompting as a real user, you make sure like your context and information is make sure very clear to AI to improve your prompt and everything. These are the some resources you can refer to and learn about prompt engineering. Also learn about how you can create like you can make sure yourself better into prompt engineering. These are some SDKs and guides you can make. You want to create your own prompt AI engines, or if you want to create any front end based AI solution from yourself, you can also do that. So yeah, thank you so much for the hearing me. And yeah, I think we can do a Q&A if you have any questions. Hey, Part, are you here?
So yes, if you all have questions, please drop your questions, and we'll take it from there. Any resources, Harsh, that you want to share?
Sorry.
Any resources that you want to share, like a CTA?
Yeah, I can share some resources. Just a minute.
You can bring that screen up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this.
So I think no questions. So let's call for a wrap then.
Okay,
Thank you,
cool.
Harsh, for
Thank you,
doing
thank you
this.
so much, Parth. Uh, that's the one question. Would it be too much for the scope of this workshop? Ask our step explanation. Simply use case study.
Suresh has a question. Okay.
Yeah. Would it be too much for the scope of this workshop ask for a walkthrough of walkthrough of the steps explained within a simple use case util? Okay, hey Suresh, nice question. So simple explanation which I can think can give you is okay. Just understand. So when this AI era against everything is started and the fancy tools came across like V0 and all. So what I had done is I started doing prompting. Okay, when I started doing prompting, I give a dumb prompt when start. It's been over like I'm talking about 1 year ago. I simply just go and tell them, okay, there's a screenshot. I want to create output like this. But that's a very dumb, I call very basic prompt which I given to any LLM or op, any AI agent to give to generate a UI for me. Then I realized, and then I start learning about how you can do a prompting. Okay, before that I don't understand what prompting and all. Okay, then I read a lot of papers, I read a lot of, even I do a lot of courses around how do you better be a prompt engineer, because we know how to write English, but by writing a blog can be art, right? So understand, I structurizing prompt by prompt. I practice up how you can be a better prompt engineer, and how you give a better prompt to get a better output. And it also save a lot of time for as an engineer for me to if I give a proper prompt. I'll just give you an example. When I participate in one hackathon, I just create a whole UI under like 1 hour for a whole project using just a prompt engineering. That's one of the best example which I can give you. And simple use case is basically you can create a lot of quick MPPs. Okay, that is the best you can do when you do a AI based prompt engineering or a okay when streaming how okay the Charles question when streaming how do you split a long generation prompt paragraph? Do you use a prompt to request a prompt? No. No, you can't do that because uh, you can't do a large paragraph prompting. Okay, that should be also a wrong prompting. If I write 100 lines of paragraph to give a prompt, that should be not be the good prompting. Okay, when you want to generate, you need to split that whole thing uh, into very detailed understanding how when you create a prompt like you need to give a context basically how is JSON work in just a minute if I can bring that JSON part if I have let me check how you can create basically just a minute I can if I can bring that that could be very interesting for you. Okay, I'm not find able to find quickly, but it's basically you need to structure your data. So when you do when you're creating when you understand how LLM model works is basically they have a JSON file where you put any kind of like context, basically prompt. Just understand the prompt and based on that is create another layers under the as LLM engine. So I don't use prompt to request a paragraph length or anything. It's basically you need to understand by yourself like you can't create a whole paragraph. I hope that's the answer for your question. Okay, Dishant Guy has one of the question. Can you show the detailed prompt that help us understand? Yeah, yeah, Dishant. That's what I'm trying to find, but I'm just a minute if I can. Okay, I will share in a comment box if I will find. Uh, okay, is there any AI that can generate exact code if I provide a Figma design as a PNG? Not exact code. Okay. So just understand. If I if I take a proper name, I don't. So if I give a Figma, you need to structurize that Figma into a proper structure. So all the things should be very clear uh, in Figma, like header files are different. And what happened with the PNG PNG is a single stale image. Okay. So what happened with the AI models? It can't understand what is basically on visualization. It's give you the output as a code. But in Figma, you can create exact replicas. Okay. I, if I have, I just give you the example. I have that thing I can just share with you. Just a minute. So this I done a multiple times. Give a Figma and get a complete code out. Let me share my whole screen so you guys can visible. If you can see, this is the another tool which I use. So I given a complete Figma and it's gave me a complete code. Uh, it's just loading the app. Just wait for a second. It's load. I should so basically I can just show you the Figma file. Okay. So this is the Figma which I given. This is I'm just doing a prompt engineering. Okay. And just for a minute, let's wait for its render. And you can see this is a complete, but some of the part are the messed up. The look at this part is messed up. Look at this and this. But almost a 90% part is completely generated perfectly. You can see. And you can also have a very structured code. And I also do a lot of prompt engineering with them to enhance the smaller mistakes which AI model does. And I can also tell him like these are the small mistakes you have done and can you help me with that? And it's also and get rid of this mistakes which is AI model does. So this is one of the best example you can take. Cool. Anything else we have?
I think we good now.
Okay.
Hope that answers the question of everyone. And thank you, Harsh, for doing this today and
Thank
for
you.
the
Thank you so much.
exciting event. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone, for all who all joined us for today's event. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Parth. Thank you. Bye everyone. Have a nice day.